Well, we're here again. And part of me just wants to use the same intro from last year. This year has felt a little different because I feel like I'm just spent most of this year moving goalposts. And before anyone says much, we're gonna get into things. There is some positives, there is some negatives. Do I feel like this year went well? Not not really. But it just as a scope, the year could have been worse. I mean, I didn't get sick this year, but I really liked what I did last year of doing a tier ranking of 2022. So I decided I'd bring it back, and we're gonna do another tier yanking, keeping that in, tier ranking of 2023. Some of the categories have changed, some of them have stayed the same, and after watching the last episode back, when I did this last time, I feel like I actually have more to talk about. I don't know. Let's get started. All right. So, if you missed the last time I did this, when as intended, everything went according to plan. I don't see many being in this bracket, but it all worked out, and it worked out well. Sort of worked. There was probably a hiccup or two, but we got there in the end. Could have been worse, much like how I feel about 2023 in general. It went okay. I mean, Then we have It Did Not Go Well, which probably has me crying in the corner at least once. And Surprise. Things I didn't expect, whether it's for the best, the better, or for the worse. It's kind of like it's still kind of fucking awesome just because I didn't see that one coming. And there is a. We'll get there. We'll get there. So, let's start off with something that has become my entire personality. Baldur's Gate 3. It's partially used for gaming, partially it is its own category, because I played a lot of games this year. Played Resi 4, I played Baldur's Gate 3, I played Baldur's Gate 3, I played Dave the Diver. I did a full tier ranking of all the games I played in 2023 that lists all the games that I've played this year. There was a lot of gaming involved. But this one, this game of the year winner, this thing of my soul, it was amazing. It was awesome. Not only did it go well as intended, I am surprised. This is for some reason, this is going in surprise. Because I have not been pulled into a game so deeply. So deeply. In years. And Baldur's Gate 3 is still... like right now, I am taking a break from it. To just kind of clear the palate. And also we've been streaming Alan Wake 2. But it still is a part of all of the things. I love it, okay? I love it. It's great. Reading. Oh, reading. Not only did I completely forget about the roll for book, where I was rolling to read a book, and we were going to read more to better my reading experience. I started 3 books at once. We've got Tiny Shivers, we've got Revelry in the Dark, and we've got the Vampire Codex. All have bookmarks in them. I read a little bit here and there, and I've still not finished them. I didn't read nearly. I think that's all I've read this year. I could be wrong. So, it did not only did it not go well, I am ashamed to call myself a writer because writers need to read, and I don't read very much. It's fine. It's fine. Everything's fine. I need to make improvements, and I don't know how. Project Incarnate. I'm just going to use the same symbol because I can. I'm almost done. I know technically I said I was going to finish the book by tomorrow. This video is actually coming out a day early. And I'm like 2 chapters short of completing at time of recording. And it's been a lot, and I've really struggled in getting it done. Just because I haven't wanted to. Like, I've wanted to, but I realize that I'm actually getting really burnt out of creativity and need to actually take some time to just kind of sit and not project for a while. I think officially I pushed myself too hard and too fast. It did not go according to plan. I mean, it could have been worse because literally I am on the final draft. Hopefully I don't find anything else wrong with it. It'll be ready for publishing, or at least ready to go toward those next steps of publishing by either the end of this month or January. I'm saying at the end of this month, but I keep moving goalposts because I realize I'm putting too much on myself. So, but it'll be ready because I want to start drafting book 2 in 2024. But more on that later. Crochet, because this has actually now become a thing that I'm in love with. I mean, come on. As far as positives go, look at this. I made a cardigan. I made my very first ever garment that I can wear. And that is the progress of the Chaos Trouble Discord blanket, even though technically I stopped checking in with the Discord because I just needed something to do to get my mind off some of the stuff that was going on. So, whoops! No plan survives contact with the enemy. But we're gonna put this, and it went as well as intended because I completed a full project, almost completed another. I need more yarn. And I have not fallen out of it. And I thought that maybe it was going to be one of those hobbies that once I completed a couple things, eventually I'd be just like, and I'm done. It no longer interests me. That is not the case. It is so much fun. It is so chill. It is such a vibe. My grandmother is giving me old patterns that I'm terrified of reading. I look at it and go, I'll stick to my videos, but someday I'm going to try to read those patterns, and we're going to try to create like a classic crochet pattern. Vlog content. And honestly, platform content in general. Now, I feel like I might be overlumping, but it didn't vlog as much. But also I did Veti for the first time ever, which has mostly been a mitigated failure. It could have been worse, but I feel like it sort of worked because I also started posting more on Instagram and I also started a TikTok. So really, it was better than last year, but also worse than last year, I think. I did a lot of streaming, which we'll get to. It is its own category. And so yeah, all in all, it's fine. It's fine. And yes, we're gonna get to this one last. Me! I put this as me kind of embracing parts of myself that I left on the cutting room floor ages ago because it wasn't normal and people wouldn't like it. And now, thanks to the Fang Fam, the Vampire Jack Townsend's Discord, his community they're full of amazing people, and with their help and the help of my AuthorTube friends and my support system, I was able to do a lot of work on who I am as a person, what I believe in as a person, how I feel, how I view how my own self-image, all these things I've actually started to work on. And I've made progress that I wouldn't have even thought was even a thing this time last year. I've spent so much of my life trying to be person number 524 that I am a glorified people pleaser, and I can't claim my own space. That's changing. Slowly but surely, mostly slowly, and I'm kind of finding self-confidence, at least a little. I'm backsliding a lot, and I've had some really bad episodes. More on that later. But I'm doing better, mostly. So, as far as that goes, it could have been worse. I've had worse self-image years. I've had worse um belief years. It's good. It's good, I think. Streaming. Once again, I am using May Chaos Reign symbol as my streaming marker. Also because look at this art. Isn't it neat? You know I'm one of the Queens of the Sea. Sorry, I had to. May Chaos Reign was super fun. I feel like I didn't do as well as I did in the previous May Chaos Reign. And I also feel I'm doing a lot of comparisons of, how did last year go versus how did this year go. But I guess that's the whole point of this video, isn't it? Kind of. But I did a lot of streams. I've been streaming over on Inevitable Books' channel, Zara's channel, Inevitable Books. Every so often, I'm streaming with Mars, I'm streaming with Anne. And basically, if anybody wants to invite me to hang out with them, I'm gonna be there, with the exception of the first month in January. More on that later. First few weeks in January. You get the idea. So, I think I can actually put this as went as intended. I didn't cancel as many streams as I did last year. So, hey! Whew. This is a thing that happened in August. I moved. We lost our apartment. We were given notice. We had to find a place, and here we are. This is a new space, and from April until August, I can't express enough how stressed I was. I may have talked about it a little bit. I may have not have. Honestly, I can't tell anymore. But, it was a very stressful few months, a very rough few months. And then we moved, and that, getting this place set up was a time, but we did it. I mean, technically it worked as intended. I'm gonna put it in sort of works just because the situation was shitty. I'll put that there. There we go. Now it looks better. I'm leaving spaces in weird spots. So, yeah. I moved. It was stressful, but we did it. I kept this here just as a lull. The t-shirt series. I meant to do it I think I meant the plan was to do it in November, December. It didn't go well. It's still not going well, but I still want to do it. So I just gonna keep putting it there as a marker, and eventually I'll get to it. World of Warcraft. It, again, is getting its own category, because I'm still enjoying it, and I didn't quit. Usually, I just play the story out, and I cancel my subscription. That's how I do it. Dragonflight has been so much fun, but not only that. I'm back on World of Warcraft Classic. I'm playing Wrath of the Lich King Classic, and I'm also kind of dabbling in their other version of the game, Season of Discovery. Now, those of you who don't play WoW have probably glazed over and wanted to see where the time skip button is. But I did want to cover something a little bit. And that is how much I'm doing. So I just said there's 3 different versions of WoW I'm actively playing. That in itself is unhealthy. And I need to like pick a lane and stay there for at least maybe a lane and a half. I was talking to my friend Dio about it, and I need to actually sit there and not do so many things at once and actually find joy in something instead of distractions in something. And I'm working on that. So, World of Warcraft is pretty much sort of worked because I think I'm doing too much. And I'm not even doing that much because I'm doing other things. But when I game, I can't make a decision to save my ass which version I'm playing. That's my point. Jobbage. So, in 2022, I lost my job. We know that I got sick. But I gained an interesting job in 2023. In September, I worked over at a local college that has a retail spot, and I help students get the books they need. And it is a contractual job that is only for a few weeks of any given term, like the start of September or the start of January or something, what have you. And then I stopped working for a few months, and so far they've wanted me back. I'm, as of January 2nd, going to be working for the first 3 weeks, doing the same thing as I did in September. So, schedules are going to change and the like. Wednesdays, the gaming streams are going to be at probably 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then the writing streams will probably be on the weekend on Saturday. Because of this. And I might keep that schedule going forward just so my scheduling is still consistent. Because I can't keep moving days around, y'all. If I keep doing that, nobody's going to watch me. You know what I mean? But I am working again, at least for the first few weeks in January. So I have a job. And you know what? It sort of worked. It's not permanent. It's not full-time. But I don't want full-time. So this is acceptable, I think. This is what I'm leaving. This is why I left this till last. This is my mental health. And despite everything that I've just talked about, I've been struggling more this year than I have previous. More in fact, at least a week ago now, I kind of hit the crappiest spot that I've been in. And I like to be transparent about how I'm feeling, even though you don't see it online. At least I try not to. It may have been obvious. My moods have been erratic, and I've tried to distract myself with as much work as possible to try to stop this from being too loud. And I'm working on it. I'm very, very much working on my mental health, but putting all those plates I have spinning in the air, like some writers have multiple projects, multiple stories they're working on. I have multiple projects that I've now officially realized I think I've burnt myself out. Just a little bit. Whether it's trying to power through the book, the different YouTube plans I have, the different streams. Vetted was a bad idea. It's been really fun, and I have enjoyed it, but I've realized I need to do more planning, and not in December, because December is also one of the more stressful months on the list. So, we just having a slightly crappy mental health season. Which was a surprise to me, because I have been doing better with self-care and self-acceptance and all these other things. So, surprise, my mental health's been shit. It's a work in progress. I'm a work in progress. And 2023 is just me moving the goalposts, unwilling to admit that I have a problem. So, what's that mean for 2023? I don't know. I've thought about it. I do want to start drafting book 2 to have that and at least some type of completion, whether it be a 0 draft or a first draft or a second draft. I want to have book 2 done by this time in 2025. And whatever happens to book 1 happens to book 1. My goal for reading, I want it to be, I'm going to read more. I'm going to do more. I want to, I do want to finish these 3 books I have on my desk. I also want to keep streaming. I also want to keep vlogging. I also want to keep doing these video things. But I think my goal for 2024, aside from actually finishing the books, I think that needs to be my top priority, is working on book 2. But I think for the most part, my goal needs to be being okay. And it sounds weird, probably, but I think my goal is to be okay with not doing everything, not being everything. I need to pick a couple of things and also give myself time to relax and veg out in front of the TV if I want to. Because if I keep going down this path of doing crochet videos, writing, reading, gaming, trying to teach myself how to learn a code, trying to get into the IT industry, and then working, and all these things at once, there's not going to be much of me left. So I'm going to prioritize me in 2024. I still want to do all the things, but maybe, just maybe, I'll take some more time to relax. Knowing me, this plan is probably not going to survive contact with the enemy. And I might need you guys to remind me that I'm overdoing it. But that's 2023, and that's 2024. I feel like this video is a bit more of a downer than the last ones. And, yeah. Tomorrow is going to be the Scare compilation. Mostly because I realized I wasn't going to have enough time to go through all the footage today. Because I'm also streaming this afternoon. So that'll be tomorrow. And then that'll be the end of Vetty. But, since today is the last video that I address you guys vocally, I just want to say, you're all valid. You are all wonderful, amazing people who deserve all great things. May your holidays be not full of drama. May you be able to recover if it is. And I wish you all a very, very, very happy New Year. And yeah. I'm never good at this whole sappy outro, but I want to do a sappy outro because y'all deserve things. And I love and appreciate every single one of you. And we'll see you guys in the next video, reel, or live stream. Wherever the hell it is you find me next. Bye, guys.